Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. I am going to talk about Clayton, North Carolina, and why more 55 plus buyers are you choosing Clayton versus other parts of the triangle. I'm going to share my screen and we'll start with area. We're going to start with my triangle active adult map. If you haven't been a part of my videos before, the pink houses are the active adult communities or age targeted communities. And I add in a lot of layers. So like, where are the malls? Where are all the grocery stores? Lots of grocery stores in the area. And I've just been refreshing it. So there are a lot of grocery stores. I have to go through here and kind of clean it up. But I like people to be able to see what is around the 55 plus communities because I talk to people from all over the country and they're coming from everywhere. And some people I talk to live in 55 plus communities that are really kind of isolated and they're having to drive like 30 minutes to go to the grocery store. So a lot of people I talk to are like, hey, being convenient to a grocery store, medical, those kinds of things are important. So this plots it all out on a map so you can see all of our 55 plus communities are really convenient to shopping. But we're going to focus on Clayton today. And so Clayton, here's Raleigh right here in the center. Clayton is southeast of Raleigh. And depending on where you are in Clayton and where you want to go in Raleigh and what traffic is like, you're probably about 25 to 35 minutes from downtown Raleigh. Right here is our outer belt line. It's called the 540. It is currently, this section is currently under construction to connect up to Nightdale here. So that is going to impact Clayton significantly, and it's going to impact a lot of the development. We're seeing a lot of development now in Clayton in preparation for that. But we'll see a lot more, and I think property values will go up once it opens and things like that. The time frame for that, they're saying, is like 2028, 2029, it will be open. So that is really the last leg of this big loop that has been building for many years here in the triangle, this last piece. So that will make Clayton much more convenient to other parts of the triangle, make it much easier to get around. Just this section that opened from 401 over to 40 really changed the dynamic down in the southern part of the region, especially Clayton, because you can just hop on 540 over here and travel over to wherever you need to go. So that had a big impact, and a lot of the development, there has been a lot of development in this area. Like, for example, this Costco store. It's the largest in the state of North Carolina for now. I'm sure someone else will build one bigger somewhere else in North Carolina. But for now, this is the largest Costco in the state of North Carolina. That opened in anticipation of the 540 going through, and a lot of other stuff has opened in this area. There's just been a lot of retail development along where the 540 is going to go. So that's been kind of exciting. But if you're in Clayton, that will be a positive impact for you in the future when that eventually connects. Clayton has a cute little downtown area, little shops, restaurants. What is in downtown? This is a custom map of downtown Clayton, but you can see there's parking places, there's restaurants, there's retail, bars and nightlife, art and entertainment, community nonprofits, parks, public squares, a social district, and so on and so forth. So there is a lot to do in downtown Clayton. They do have little festivals and things going on from time to time. They also have a sculpture walk. So they have pieces of art around the downtown area and along some of the greenways as well. So a very cute little downtown area. So if you like that downtown area, as opposed to being like a little downtown area, as opposed to a big downtown area like Durham or Raleigh. This is a little bit removed from those areas, but you still have access to a downtown, and you're still only about 25 to 35 minutes away from Raleigh, depending on where you want to be. Drilling down to the 55 plus communities, we have two. Carolina Overlook, it's a Del Webb community. And then you have the Walk at East Village, which is by McKee Homes. You do have Flowers Plantation over here. And this has some sections that are one level homes. And there is one street called Sweetgrass, which is specifically for 55 plus. The lifestyle is a little bit different over here, which we'll talk about that. It also has Forge Creek, that is another section of 55 plus. So there's some pockets in Flowers Plantation, and we'll talk about how Flowers is a little bit different than some of the other 55 plus communities. A beautiful community, a very nice community, very convenient to a lot of things, just a little bit different than like your Del Webb or your Walk East Village. But in addition to having access to a cute little walkable downtown, access to restaurants, little shops, things like that, convenient access to shopping. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of Harris Teeters here, lots of grocery stores, Publix, things like that. You have easy access over to Garner and White Oak, which White Oak is a big shopping area that has your big box stores like Target, Cabela's. There's restaurants over there as well. You're pretty convenient to there from any of these communities, really. So there's that as well. And finally, your convenient hospitals. So down here, and it doesn't show all of them, but yes, here we go. Now we zoom in. UNC is down here, and Wake Med as well. So you do have convenient access to medical in Clayton as well. And then you obviously can also go up into Raleigh. This is part of the Wake Med hospital system up here. So overall, Clayton, you have access to the things that you might need on a daily basis. You have access to a cute little downtown, and you're still pretty convenient to get into Raleigh. So great location. So that's one of the things that really appeals to people about Clayton and why more 55 plus buyers are looking at Clayton. The other thing about Clayton, they have a really great greenway system. So they have greenways and trails. Sam's Branch is a part of their greenway system. They're a part of they have the Clayton River Walk on the Neuse. And it's a part of the Neuse River Trail, which the Neuse River Trail goes for 32 miles. So it goes from Clayton all the way up to Falls Lake towards like North Raleigh, Wake Forest area. So if you like to ride your bike or things like that, or take a walk or jog, it's a really beautiful path. I have biked on the Neuse River Trail. It's a really great path. And then there's different community parks and things like that. They also have a lot of go back to their parks. They have some dog parks, disc golf, playgrounds, things like that. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But in addition to a great location, a cute downtown, you have parks, recreation, and greenway trails throughout the area that makes Clayton really appealing. Looking at first, we'll start with Carolina Overlook. I'll just briefly, they're still building. They currently have Carolina Overlook North, which is about 600 homes. It has a clubhouse. And they're getting ready to open in June, Carolina Overlook North. So that will be basically, it's like a continuation of the community, but it's a different section, if you will. So there's not a lot of information on that. I know that they are planning to open and start selling in their first phase in around the middle of June. So if you're interested in Carolina Overlook North, definitely reach out to me, because they're going to do like a VIP round and, give some folks, first option or first dibs on the lots that they're releasing in their first phase. But that's going to be a beautiful community as well. Carolina Overlook is also really beautiful. And as the community has progressed, we're starting to see resale homes come on the market in Carolina Overlook. And then you'll have new construction opportunities in Carolina Overlook North. And since Carolina Overlook North is just getting started, it's going to be building for a while. So that is the Del Webb. Then you have the Walk East Village, which that one is still building as well. They have available homes. They have a really cool, a nice pool. They have a very cool clubhouse. It's an active community. They have some quick move-ins available for sale. But look at these prices. I mean, yes, these are one-car garages, and we'll get to that. But, that's one of the things that makes Clayton a little bit different versus other parts of the Triangle is the affordability. So they still have quick move-in homes available. They have I was going to see if I could find their site map. There you go. They're a little bit closer to downtown Clayton, which that might appeal to some people more than others, but this is their community. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So here's where their clubhouse and pool is located. They have some pickleball courts. They have a bocce court, and then they have community garden and dog park. And then you can see this is, I'll zoom out a little bit here. Oops. They have some different collections of homes, and then some existing development. So this was the first section that got developed, and then they've been moving in throughout the rest of their development. So this is an option as well. If you're a buyer in the market today, I know rates are a little bit higher, so they have special fixed rate with their preferred lender, it looks like. And so that's something to take into consideration if you are looking for a home today. New construction, what I'm seeing in the area is new construction is ending up being a better deal because of incentives builders offering. They're getting more aggressive. So that's something to take into consideration if you're thinking about making a move. New construction could be a good option, could save you money. And then finally, Flowers Plantation. So Flowers Plantation is a huge master plan community. They're still doing some building, and they do have some sections that are age restricted, Forge Creek, and then they have Sweetgrass as well. And then they have other parts of the community where they just have one level living. But Flowers Plantation is just kind of its own little community. They have a YMCA within the community, so you don't necessarily have to join or be a part of amenities. The YMCA is available. And so that could be good if you're someone who says, hey, I don't know, I don't want to pay high HOA fees, and then I'm not really using any of the amenities. So Flowers Plantation, they have a YMCA there. You don't have to be a member of it if you live in the community, but it's definitely a really nice community. They have trails. You can see some of the video. They have pickleball, tennis. They have a lot of activities and events, and they're really convenient to shopping. In fact, I'll flip back to the map here. It's almost like they have their own. Flowers Plantation is all over here. So you can see Flowers Plantation, they have all their own little shopping area, which is pretty close in. So there's a Harris Teeter, there's a Publix, you have Panera Bread. So you have like some, shopping restaurants, things like that are really close to the community. And so that's appealing to folks as well. Forge Creek is going to be resale. Sweetgrass is going to be resale as well. But their options, because those sections are smaller, there's less options available that come up for sale. But again, Flowers Plantation is a really beautiful community and definitely something to look at if you're considering 55 plus or you're considering Clayton as well. But I would tell you the number one reason that I think people look at Clayton, especially right now, is price point. So you can get a lot for your money in Clayton right now. So I pulled some of the bigger resale communities, Carolina Arbors, which I talk about a lot. They're in Durham. Creekside at Bethpage in Durham, they're about 660 homes. Arbors is 1,300 homes. Carolina Preserve, older, they're in Cary, 1,300 homes. So I pulled just in general. I just specified I wanted a one-story home, and I was looking at what was available for sale. There's 15 homes available for sale, and the average list price of all these homes is $516,000. None of these are new. They're all resale. And I mean, we'll look at new construction in a second. But for resale homes, $516,000 is the average list price, and you're looking at 55 plus communities in Durham and in Cary. And so just to orient you on where that is located in proximity to Clayton. So Clayton is southeast of Raleigh, and then you have those resale communities are up here. They're just north of the airport. So they're on the northern part of 540. So, really the opposite end of the 540, if you will. So I looked at those communities. $516,000 is the average list price. I looked at what was available in the Walcott East Village and Carolina Overlook. Average list price is about $458,000. Now the home is smaller, so the average home is about 1,566 square feet, and you can see this is the square footage right here. When I look back at the Carolina, these other communities in the Durham and Cary area, the average square footage is 1,612. So a little bit bigger, not much, but significantly more in price, $516 versus $458. So there's a significant difference between the Clayton area and Durham and Cary with regard to price. Carolina Overlook, they are getting a little bit pricier. They have built out of a few of their collections, so they'll be opening across the street at Carolina Overlook North. They may be doing a price increase when they open over there, I'm not sure, or a price increase at some point. So that could impact this number. But it's a great value for 55 plus in Clayton right now. So that's what I would tell you is probably another thing that really is driving people and 55 plus buyers to the Clayton area. And so with that, that's my video about Clayton and why 55 plus buyers are choosing them. The Clayton area is not right for everybody, but if you are like, I don't want to be in the middle of all the congestion and activity and the big downtown life, I like the idea of small town and being a little bit more rural. Clayton is for you. But one of the things to consider is because that 540 is going through the Clayton area, there is a lot of development. So that area is developing and will have a lot more homes over the next several years. So that is something they take into consideration. It's something to look at. So if you do go to Clayton and you are looking at 55 plus in that area, definitely take into consideration, all the new development that's going to go in as well. It's going to become more plugged into the triangle, I think, once that 540 loop completes. And the 540 loop is not going to be real close to, it's not like you're going to see the 540 or hear the 540 from any of the 55 plus communities. It's just going to make it more convenient to the triangle. So if you go there now, you might feel a little more removed from the triangle. When that 540 goes in, you might feel a little bit more plugged into it. But that would be something I would definitely take into consideration as well. And I would say that is probably one of the negatives for the area is the development and the infrastructure developing over time. There could be a little bit more traffic in the area over time until they finish some of the infrastructure projects. But for right now, Clayton is a great value, and there's some great 55 plus communities in that area. So if you are interested in exploring Clayton or learning more about 55 plus in the Triangle, don't hesitate to reach out. If you are looking for more videos like this, you want to learn about the Triangle, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's information on the real estate market, buyer tips, seller tips, community tours, city tours. It's just a great resource. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. And I hope you have a great day.